I was out at Oulton Park the other day and I just thought I'd show you a steady lap showing the freshly resurfaced sections of tarmac. When you're on the brakes coming into Shell, from literally where you put the brakes on, right the way through Shell, all the way around has been resurfaced. Gone's that horrible sort of bumpy section of tarmac about 3 foot out from the curb, which went all the way around, which meant you either to go on it or try to get under it. It's now gone, really smooth, all the way around, right past the marshal's hut and onto the short straight. Next up is Fulston chicane. It's exactly the same as before on the approach, and as you go left and leave the original circuit you go onto the new surface. Very grippy to start off with, but literally just after you've apexed the corner there's quite a pronounced bump there which is going to cause a few problems. And then as you go left there always used to be a bump just as you pop back onto the original circuit. If anything, it's fractionally worse in my view. If you go slightly to the right, 2 to 3 foot to the right of the apex, you miss most of it, which is pretty much as it used to be. So not much of an improvement there, I think. Next up is just after you go over Clay Hill and drift out to the right hand side of the track, just after you tip into the corner, there's a patch of tarmac there which is new. It's not really a problem at all, you don't really notice it apart from the colour change. Right on the apex of the fast left on the approach into Druids, they've started resurfacing there, and that runs all the way around Druids right until just after you've crested the rise on the final part of Druids, just after the wheelie point. Again, much better, miles better grip, no ruts, no slippy bits, feels really good. Even the little bump on the second apex is more or less gone now, so again that's top marks for that one. More or less around the braking point going into Lodge, there was a square bit of tarmac in the centre of the circuit. They've just for some reason redone it. Don't know why, doesn't cause any problems, no worries for that. Next up, Lodge itself, just on the exit, as you start to drop down, they've resurfaced all the way down through the dip, just to the wheelie point before you go under the bridge at Deer's Leap. Again, nice and smooth, not a problem again. Just after the start finish line, running right the way down to Old Hall Corner, there's about 6 to 8 foot of tarmac on the left. There used to be a thin strip down there which was put down some years ago which was quite bumpy. They've extended that now about 6 to 8 foot out, and it's still a little bit bumpy on the braking but miles better than it was, and as a result you can sort of hang out a bit more to the left, which makes it a better tip in into Old Hall. In the braking area just after Denton's there used to be a bit of a bump which used to kick the back of the bike up. That's gone now, they've replaced it with a nice smooth bit of tarmac, and there's another strip just on the tip-in point on the left before Cascades. Again, it doesn't really affect you, in fact most people should miss it.